Morning, everybody. A minute late, but that's fine. Just this morning, I'm chatting to the dashingly good-looking Will Brooks, Headmaster of Brambletye, who's promised to join me in good time, not leave me hanging. We do a number of these interviews, and we really want just to let people who aren't necessarily familiar with the independent school world meet a few of the heads in a sort of relaxed atmosphere, hear a little bit more about their schools, and just generally learn a little bit more about what goes on behind the scenes. So we've done a number of these. You might have seen a few if you've been on earlier. I am considered to be the more acceptable face of school notices, I think. So I've got the job this morning, which I'm very proud of. And I can see lots of people joining, which is lovely to listen to me. Just need Will Brooks now, who's the key punter in all this. And he is about, here he comes. Brambletye have joined, and now I need him to tell me to go live. Here he goes. Okay, so view that. We're all go live with Brambletye. Waiting for Brambletye School. It's going well. Going well. Will join us any minute now. Beautiful day today. Anyone who's out there? Here he is. I told you not to leave me hanging, Will. And look what you've done.
I'm so sorry.
That's okay. I've covered weather and general political affairs, so we're all up to speed. How are you?
I'm very well. I'm slightly nervous. The first sort of live interview, and technology, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But so far, so good.
Well, so far so good. And you've got the fluffy interviewer. Don't worry. You've got the Keith Chegwin of live interviews. So we'll be very friendly.
Good.
Stroking your knee very gently the whole way through it from a distance.
I'm glad you dressed up for the occasion.
Well, I was hoping you'd dress down. I thought obviously didn't get the memo. So look, I was just explaining to people, we've got a host of people now watching, which is great. I'm hoping there's a load from Brambletye. I'm hoping there's a load of School Notices members and followers who might not know much about Brambletye, might not know a lot about you. And these interviews, we've got a rather exclusive, we think, and we really take pride in our relationship with lots of top independent schools, senior, prep, pre-prep, nursery. And we love the market, and we want to share that with as many people as possible so they can understand really what's going on. So this is just a very relaxed chat to really lift the lid on you, which could be scary.
Yes.
But Brambletye, which we know is a very special school. You took over in 2015, I know, from an auspicious careers at Sunningdale and Port Regis. The thing about new headmasters and schools, everyone's terribly worried you're going to change stuff and it's all going to just get out of kilter, and they love the previous head and all that kind of thing. But when you moved to Brambletye in 2015, what was the sort of legacy that you inherited?
It's a good question. I was really taken by the happy family feel of the school. I mean, really struck by the warmth, the sort of kindness, the community aspect here, the site itself. I mean, we're incredibly lucky. We sit on 140 acres of rolling grounds overlooking the Ashdown Forest, and we're only sort of 50 minutes from London. And you sort of have to pinch yourself sometimes and realize that we're incredibly lucky. So we took on, my wife and I, a very, very happy school with a strong kind of house ethos, and we were delighted to embark. I remember the governors asking me, what are you going to do in your first 100 days as a head? And actually, I took a risk and said absolutely nothing. I'm gonna watch. I'm gonna listen. I'm gonna learn. I'm going to try and bed into the culture that's already here. I mean, the school had been here for many years before I arrived, and change for change's sake is a dangerous thing. So that first year was all about getting to know the school, getting underneath the skin of the school, working out what made it tick, and identifying certain areas that might need a bit of tweaking.
Yeah, and actually that's so important, because as a parent myself, you don't want sudden change. You've bought into a school, and a new head can often as you say, make change for change's sake, but actually that's not the best way. I know you've done a lot. What as you sit here 5 years into your job, what are you most proud of, do you think?
Is it really 5 years? Do you know what I was thinking about what I was most proud of, and actually, I mean, it's going to sound really corny because we have done a huge amount. We've you know, we've improved certain areas. We've gone through a centenary campaign. We've done a lot, but actually, the last 6 months have really brought it home what a special place this is. And you know, we're all living through extraordinary times at the moment. And I suppose what makes me proud above everything else is how, as a team, as a community, we've handled that, how we are still handling it, the resilience and the kind of the sort of get up and go of my staff, the support of parents. I've never known children be so happy to be back at school as they are now. So actually, you know, you put all the kind of improvements and the tweaks and the things that we've done over the last 5 years, but actually this passage of time, the last 4 or 5 months, has really distilled everything and made me realize actually we can rely on each other, because it, you know, crisis brings out sometimes the worst in people and also the best in people, and I'm delighted that I can say that it's brought out the best in Brambletye and everyone that's sailing with her.
Which is brilliant, actually, because, you know, that this whole COVID thing has been a complete nightmare for everybody. But actually, you know, your comment about never seeing the children happy to be back at school, I've never seen so many parents happy to have their children back at school. And I think the collective effort of everybody to make that work, you know, in really trying circumstances. And, you know, I know no head's ever going to get it right in 100% of the parents' eyes. So, you know, I'm guessing it's going well as it can do. You're about to go on half term, I think. So presumably that's a bit of time for a bit of a feet up moment, is it?
Yeah, I can't remember the last time we had a bit of a feet up moment. I mean, the summer holidays was a bit of a write-off because naturally we were working towards reopening the school. I think we can all take stock and have a break, certainly. You know, things are going really well. What we've tried to do is create as normal an environment for our kids to get back into school, see their friends, to have some structure, to play some sport, to get stuck into their lessons. And that's all working really well. And, you know, we actually had a visit, and I'm surprised I'm saying this, but we were delighted to have the health and safety executive come and visit us only this week, to come and do a kind of on-site visit. And they were really pleased with what they saw. And that was a big tick in the box for us, that we're doing the right thing. It's very hard to know because we're all working solo here.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't get a chance to go and visit other schools at the moment to say, well, how are you doing this? How are you doing that? So we have the guidance, we put it together, we're running a school, and everyone so far is happy, healthy, and certainly looking forward to half term as well.
Well, on the basis that the Prime Minister doesn't seem to know what's going on, there's no reason why you should, I guess.
Yeah, I'm one that, you know, I recognise, you know, we have just over, we have about 300 kids at the school. So by default, that's another 600 parents. So we're looking at a constituency of 900 people. And I know how difficult that's been to manage. So you try managing 60 million people, and actually, you know, they need a bit of slack. I know they're going to make mistakes along the road, but I'm certainly not one to point fingers at anyone, given that, you know, I know how hard it has been just to manage 900 people and everything that goes with that.
Well, I know we're a country of people who, when we're told to go into lockdown, we go to the beach. But actually, so going back to touch on that issue of headmasters chatting and stuff. What I love, you know, we school notices have been involved in this market for 6-7 years now. We've met hundreds of headmasters, all of whom pretty much have been delightful, and it's such a tight-knit community. There's no real competition between schools in a way. Everyone's very complimentary about each other, and they all work very hard to help each other, all, as you say, managing the same issues. How's that been with no headmasters conference, no, you know, BSA heads conference, all that sort of stuff, where you generally sit around, have a few beers and chat about life? How's it been without that sort of input from your peers?
Yeah, it's a really good question, and I'm going to give a shout out to the Oxford Group. So not many people will know perhaps about the Oxford Group, and I don't really know why we're called the Oxford Group, but it's a selection of 28 prep schools, all of a similar culture, ethos, boarding, all prep schools. And you know, as heads, we've got together over lockdown, probably more than we would normally have ever done, through the medium of Zoom or Google Meet or Teams. And that support and that network has been utterly invaluable. And I think you hit the nail on the head. We're all incredibly supportive of each other. We all understand the trials and tribulations of being ahead. It can be quite a lonely experience at times. But I've lent on their support a number of times, and vice versa. And that has been hugely welcome for all of us, I think. And we've had the occasional Zoom beer, so you know it hasn't been too distant from the headmasters' conferences. But you know, we're a great team, and we rely on each other, and we can share. As you said, obviously we're naturally competitors, but we're also a group of schools that positively promote each other, because we're all in this together. We're all in the same industry, and it's worked really well.
Yeah, well, actually, that's interesting. So, beyond all this COVID nonsense and catering for all that, you know, you've got a job to do. You've got children to get delivered to you at a young age, and hopefully, you're going at the age of 13, push them into senior schools of their choice or the best fit.
We don't push. They glide. They sail.
Very good point.
Straight into their senior schools.
So you do nothing.
Well,
you don't
hopefully I'm you know, behind the scenes. We're like the proverbial swan. You know, it's all very serene at the top, but there's a lot of legwork going on below ground.
I get that. I was looking at your stats the other day, and you've 100 averaging, I don't know, 20 odd scholarships in all different elements. I think what I love about Brambletye, as you say, it is the most beautiful place, 150 acres of rolling West Sussex countryside. But actually, 120 odd plus average scholarships into all the top senior schools, as far as I can see. It's a real credit to the school and to you and your team.
Yeah, well, I mean, thank you for that. We're very proud of what the children achieve here, what the staff are able to achieve. I mean, we are ambitious, but not to the detriment of any child. And I think, the children have to be up for the challenge of going through a scholarship program, whether that's academics, sport, art, drama, music, all-rounder, leadership. And so we are ambitious, and that ambition pays off. And, as you said, I think it was 22 scholarships we won last year, which was extraordinary, given that 6 months of it was almost non-existent in terms of an on-site experience. We're hugely proud. And as I said, getting these children into the right schools, I use the term they need to thrive, not survive. And that's really all about a partnership between myself, the senior schools, and also the parents. And bringing all of those together and pitching at the right level for each individual child. So, last year they went to 19 different senior schools. I think this year, of a leave of 45 children, they're going to 21 different senior schools.
Right.
As far north as sort of Uppingham, as far west as Marlborough, Sherburn, and then we've got a lot of brilliant schools around us as well. So, we're very lucky, and we're very lucky actually that our parents have quite broad horizons. I think that's key.
Well, that's great. I mean, it's a real testament to you and your team, and we're not running out of time, but I'm going to shut it down because I know your time is very valuable. Mine, I've got loads of time. I could sit and talk for hours. But on the basis of, you've done 5 years, you've probably got another, I don't know, how much under your belt till the parents get tired of you? They're going to...
Well, they haven't found me out yet. I'm really happy here. I'm asked that question quite a lot. What's next? I'm focused on, again, if anything has again distilled my kind of thinking, this COVID situation has made me even more determined to get the school back up to where we were before all of this happened. We were going great guns, and we will continue to go great guns. But I have no ambitions at the moment to go anywhere. We're very happy here. There's still lots to be achieved. Yeah, until I'm found out, I'm here for the foreseeable, I hope.
Well, you just keep your head down. But what sort of, on the back of, the Creative Learning Centre, the new library, the all-weather pitch, which I saw you open in the snow, what's the sort of legacy when your time comes and you're all grey and crinkly like me and you retire? What legacy would you like to leave behind?
Crikey. Well, I mean, I'd like to leave this school as a thriving, happy, and above all kind community. I mean, we have, you'll see it plastered all over the school, and the children probably are sick and tired of me saying it, but we have 3 school rules here. It's that simple. It's work hard, play hard, be kind.
Yeah.
And you bring all of those 3 things to the party, we're all going to make a great success of life. And that is for the adults as well as the children. It's for the parents, it's for the staff, it's for everyone that works here. Work hard, play hard, be kind. And, if I can leave a legacy of all of those 3 things in a thriving, happy school, I'll be chuffed.
Well, that's brilliant. And actually, it's a real blueprint really for what we at School Notices promote. We've got hundreds of thousands of parents using our website at any one time, and seeing reviews like this. We've got a huge online review facility, and seeing this sort of video, whether it's on your online review or out on the social channels, just I think gives people a better feel for what it's all like. And thank you for your time. Really, really nice to chat to you.
No, well, thank you. Thank you. I was really chuffed to be asked. I have to say I was quite nervous. This is my first, my first Instagram live TV interview. So, bring it on.
Well, behind Graham Norton, I think I've got the longest list of people waiting to be interviewed. So you've done well. You've done well. And we'll no doubt catch up. We'll have a virtual beer at some stage.
I look forward to it. Thank you very much.
Thanks so much.
Pleasure.
Bye-bye. I haven't pressed end now.